Horror history. On a bright January morning in Cambodia, a man stepped out to buy a newspaper. He never made it home. 2 bullets, one to the chest, one to the head. The killers walked away in daylight, and the truth was buried so deeply that even today, Cambodia still whispers his name in fear. This is the story of Chea Vichea, a man who tried to protect workers and paid for it with his life. In the early 2000s, Cambodia was rebuilding after decades of war, genocide, and instability. Factories were rising, foreign money was pouring in, and thousands of people, mostly women, worked endless hours in garment factories for wages barely enough to survive. At the center of this system stood Chea Vichea. He wasn't a soldier, he wasn't a criminal, he wasn't rich. He was a union leader. Chea Vichea was the president of Cambodia's Free Trade Union, representing garment workers who demanded fair pay, safer conditions, and basic human dignity. To workers, he was a hero. To powerful factory owners and political elites, he was a threat. Chea spoke loudly, too loudly. He organized strikes, he exposed abuse, he accused powerful people of exploiting the poor. And in Cambodia, speaking the truth has consequences. On January 22, 2004, Chea Vichea stopped at a newspaper stand in Phnom Penh. It was a routine morning. Witnesses say 2 men approached him on a motorcycle. No warning, no argument, just gunshots. Chea collapsed onto the pavement, bleeding out beside newspapers that screamed headlines of corruption and injustice. The killers vanished into traffic. The message was clear: silence him. Silence everyone. Fear spread instantly through Cambodia's labor movement. Union leaders went into hiding. Workers were warned to stay quiet. But the story didn't end there. That's when it became even darker. Within days, Cambodian police announced they had solved the case. 2 men were arrested, Born Som Nong and Sok Som Oen. There was only one problem. Witnesses said they weren't the shooters. Evidence didn't match. Alibis were ignored. Confessions were forced through intimidation. Human rights groups called it a sham trial. International observers said the investigation was staged to protect powerful figures behind the murder. Despite global outrage, both men were convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison. The real killers? Never officially identified. Justice wasn't just denied, it was manufactured. Chea Vichea's death sent a chilling message across Cambodia. If a famous union leader could be murdered in broad daylight, what chance did ordinary workers have? Strikes slowed, voices lowered, fear replaced hope. For years, people avoided speaking his name out loud, because in Cambodia, some ghosts are political, and they don't rest easily. Years later, after relentless international pressure, the 2 imprisoned men were finally released in 2013. The court admitted the evidence was flawed, but no one else was charged, no masterminds named, no truth revealed. Chea Vichea's murder remains officially unsolved. His killers still walk free. Today, Cambodia's garment industry still thrives. Clothes are stitched cheap. Profits are massive. But some workers believe that every factory floor carries an invisible stain, the blood of a man who stood up and was erased. Chea Vichea didn't die in a war. He died for demanding fairness. And in a country built on silence, that may be the most dangerous crime of all.